the same lieutenant now, he was from 2nd Platoon, and during combat, their vehicle to ride in was the armored car. And I was in 3rd Platoon, and I had a lieutenant in my car for the 3rd Platoon. Well, anyway, something happened with the armored car that he had in 2nd Platoon, and so he requested that Lindell use his armored car to go with on a mission. And this was New Year's Eve, 1944 then, wasn't it?
Okay.
And so we were driving up towards the front. We had some kind of an outpost deal that we were supposed to go to for observing. And there was troops coming back from the front, and the roads weren't very wide anyway. And here was a 6x6, 2.5-ton truck coming back with troops that were being relieved at the front. And when you're driving in the armored car, you sit down low, and you don't have much visibility to the sides anyway. And there's like little ditch runoff every so often. And this 6x6 was crowding me quite a bit, so I went over to the right quite a ways, and I guess I got too far, and I hit one of these ditches, and it pulled the armored car right off the road into a hedgerow. Well, I just poured the full throttle to it, and we managed to plow through the hedgerow and got out in an apple orchard, and got out in there, and then the bottom fell out. It was so muddy that that the wheels just sank right down in the muck, and I couldn't move it anymore. So the lieutenant, he decided, well, he'll just have to go on without me. Tough. And so we sat there for several hours, and finally there was an Army Ordnance old tank that had a winch on it that was coming back from the front, cable winch. And we managed to stop him, and they hooked up a cable from a tree out to me out there in the apple orchard, and pulled me up back up onto the road with that. And of course the rest of the platoon had already gone on ahead. My crew, the driver and the radio operator and the assistant radio operator. So there was 3 of us in there. And it was misty, cold, miserable, New Year's Eve. And so we went up into the next town, and we just set in a turn there so we could kind of watch different directions. One at a time, we went into a house on the corner to go in and warm up. The people were very hospitable. So we each got a turn to go in and warm up a little bit. But anyway, I decided to write a letter. And I think that's the first time that I've ever written a letter where I kind of swore a little bit. I said, this is a hell of a way to have to spend New Year's Eve.
So this was in the Battle of the Bulge?